Welcome to the Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf.
And I'm Raf. We're Raf.
Raf Farispo of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out, question you.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who is beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook, Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you, we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
This is 1-0, everyone. This is 1-0. Look at that. 1-0. What is that on? 1-0. 1-0. 1-0. 1-0. There it is.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas, to the Raf and Raf Rant. I am Raf Pizarro, joined by my co-host, Rafa Rispo, and in the house tonight, Mohamed Salah. How are you guys, man? We got a full house tonight. How we doing today, guys, man? Big game, big game, big game. Napoli defeat Milan in Lombardy, 1-0. One polpetta, that's all we need. One big meatball, juicy, yummy. It was delicious, guys. What a game. What drama from beginning to end, guys. We're going to rip through these stats real quick. Hello to everybody in the chat. Let's get this party going. Hi to everybody. Hit subscribe, hit like, put in your comments, guys. Today is definitely a party as Gattuso and the boys leave hope alive. We saw Giuseppe De Angelis. He was at a bar, Lone Napolitan in a Milan bar, representing for the squad. That was his video that he sent to us. But let's get through these stats real quick, guys. And we're going to do it. Hang tight, hang tight. Hello to everybody in the chat. You know how we roll. Let's get it going. I even got a little music today for us, guys. Let's go for it. All right. So the boys line up today. 4-3-2-1. We had Ospina start in the net tonight with Hisa. Great job. Koulibaly, Maximovic, and Di Lorenzo were our defensemen today, with Deme and Ruiz having a killer game, as well as Insigne, Zielinski, and Politano, the only goal scorer today, with Mertens. I didn't finish that, but that's all right. Moving on to the stats, guys. The possession today, 46-44 for Napoli. 12 chances each. We have some drama at the end with the cards. It was 1-1 with that red card going to Revic for, I think he was talking some smack to the referee. Slipped. Yeah. 5 corner kicks, 4 corner kicks for Napoli, 86 and 85 respectively for the pass percentage. Shots tonight, guys. Not quite there yet. But anyway, moving forward, guys. What a game. What a game.
Huge win.
Huge win.
Huge win. That's the only stat that matters there, Ralph. 1-0. That's it. This was a big win. Roma losing today against Parma 2-0. No one really saw that coming. The opportunity was there for us to at least like overtake them, and we took it, and this was a big one. I was literally like, this was the match I was afraid of, because you have a Roma you have a Milan, who's going for the Scudetto, and Inter winning their match earlier today 2-1, especially leaving it late. They had to win this game. Their entire season was on the line here, and they were missing a few key players, but they had to come out and win this game, and Napoli played them to perfection. I mean, I don't remember seeing any hole in their game this evening. I don't think we had a single bad play, bad action. I just think that We literally outplayed them.
Somebody got phone ringing.
Not me.
No, is that you, Salat? I don't know. I heard
Not me.
Jingle.
Yeah, it was me. That's why I muted myself.
No, all right. Shorty's calling.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even my phone. It was my mom's phone. Yeah.
Oh, all good. What'd you think today, Salah?
Bro, it was a great game, man. I loved every single minute of that game. It was one of those games where we started well, we set up well, we were organized, and I think Gattuso deserves credit for this game. I was saying this throughout the game in our little DM conversations. We criticize him a lot, but today we looked really up for it. We were set up perfectly. We were pressing at the right times. We were. I'm so sorry. Let me just silence this phone real quick.
That's cool.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Well, listen. We have a. We have a.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying we were pressing at the right time. We looked organized. We were compact when we needed to be. We sat back when we needed to be. It was fantastic. So Gattuso deserves the credit for setting us up the way that he did.
Yeah, we were very well organized. We were very well organized today. I think in the back, it was scary. You know what I mean? We had Maksimovic there with no Ramani, no Manolas, but Koulibaly played just such a great game. Maksimovic, you don't really have to hear much from him, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Di Lorenzo and Husai for me today were like massive. I thought they played really well. On the midfield did their job. Fabian, again, another solid performance by Fabian, if you ask me. Good shots taken. For me, the match started. Yeah, for me the match started off a little slow. First 20 minutes or so were kind of slow, but then it picked up, man, and we were like, it was like end to end. Insigne with Lozano being out on the other side, like being out of commission. I think Insigne has really picked up the workhorse of this team too. I think,
right.
Lozano by far before he got injured was definitely like the beast of the season, like we like to call it, Rafi. But Insigne for me has just shown such great leadership qualities and nothing different today. I think he did fantastic as well. Talk about the goal. The goal was just perfect. Perfect.
With the right foot, awkward, but it went
right
in.
Foot. It was like a little. It was just the softest touch. It was like a.
I didn't think it was gonna go in because it was so slow. It was just bobbling in.
It was very slow.
I didn't think it was gonna go in, but when it went in, I was like, oh my god! I was surprised. But I think the team that deserved to win won that game. Like we were better from literally the first couple of minutes till the end of the game. We were a better team. Obviously, it was shaky towards the last 10-15 minutes, but we decided to shut up shop. But I was so impressed with that game. So impressed.
So I was looking, and I think Ospina, at least on FootMob, won man of the match today.
He did.
I believe, from them. But
he did.
As you all know, we have a beast of the match here, and we're about to show it right now. Let's get it done, guys. That's right, guys.
Yes,
He saw today wins it for me.
Who would have? Yeah, exactly.
Fia de Vesuvia, he was in the chat. He was like, he saw man of the match. And guys, I was torn. I was like, do I pick Politano or Isak today? And I've been picking forward so much. And then I asked you guys. We came into the studio. I was like, all right, guys, flip it a coin. Who am I picking today? And Salat, I want to go to you real quick because you had said something very important. So I'm gonna let you have this one for today.
I forgot what I said, but I just said it should be his
something
side
about vintage.
It was 2017-18 his side. Like he literally turned back the years. Remember that time where no one could get past him, and at the same time he's making those very vital interceptions. Like he's timing his tackles really, really well, and that's what got us the goal. He won the ball in midfield. He dribbled a bit. He gave it to Zielinski. Zielinski passed it on. So that goal came from his side. Being tenacious and him putting his foot in and not being reckless, because there's times where either he's too late where he gives away a horrible foul, he's too early where he gets turned and he's nowhere to be found. So it's when his side puts his energy in the right places and wins the ball in the right place. It was just magnificent to see. And if his side's playing like this, then Oh my god, like days
Well,
like
let's
this
not
have
get
no
it-
words to
Let's
describe.
not get
Yeah.
ahead. Let's not get
No,
ahead.
of course. No, I'm just saying when his side plays like this, he's a very, very good player as well.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, and I agree, Salad. And here's the thing is that I've seen progression from Husai. I have seen it since the sort of like to mid to end last year. And I've seen him play out, man. I mean, he's made a few mistakes, obviously. He's a better defender than he is a forward. Sometimes when we need that forward run, he just doesn't commit enough. But I mean, if he can play like he played today all the time, then it at least increases his value, although he's going to leave for free. But I mean, he's pushing to make his mark.
Sure.
When it comes to either getting an extension or leaving. At this point, I'm okay to see him go and to have another left back come in. I mean, he's essentially a right back. He just got pushed.
He's always been a right back. It's just Mario is so bad that
he
we're
got
just giving
moved to
everyone
the right? I mean,
He got
we
moved-
saw
he
that
got- he
Tuchel
got
make
moved-
that little change. Either way, both
Right.
sides. He held it down today. I just thought he did a good job. I mean, we held the team at 0. I mean, partially a lot to do with a few great saves from Ospina, some work in the middle, even with Maximovic doing that flying kick towards the end there. Almost
Right.
broke his back.
Everyone
doing it,
played
but-
their part today.
Right,
it was
everyone
just-
did play
it's
their
hard
part
to
today.
choose,
Everyone
but
played their
he
part
saw-
today.
You know, we give him so much crap sometimes, this guy, but I felt like, and I know Politano scored the only goal, and shout out to Politano. He was end to end today. He was box to box. He did everything he can to try to help win this game. So did Insigne. So did the boys. But, it's been a tough situation on that left back area over there. And I just feel like, we had to give some credit in that area because today they did their jobs. Because usually that's our weakest point is on the, on the outside over there. But today it wasn't.
It's crazy how well Di Lorenzo can play when he has a week of rest.
Yeah.
Sure.
All of them. Sure.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's gonna have more than a week now because he's suspended.
He's
for the Roma
suspended
match.
for the next game. Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
is that
we're on international break. So I'm not. I mean, I think he gets called up to the Italian national team just because there's a shortage of defensive wingers in Italy. I think he gets the nod, but I mean, essentially he'll have a nice big rest for the return of the league.
Yes, sir.
Well, now with that Juve game out the way, a boo-hoo to Roma.
Out of the way. Yeah.
Boo-hoo to Roma all day. Boo-hoo. With that out the way, we'll have another 7 days rest, right? And then
Yes, sir.
And then we go back to work. So but let's go out to the chat a little bit. We got a few questions out here. One thing I like, Matteo Casella says, Milan are off the list and now Roma's next, so let's keep it up. Damn right.
Let's keep it up.
Damn right.
Let's keep
Yeah.
it up.
I'm never
Creeping.
worried going to a Roma game. Like all these other big teams, you're somewhat nervous, but with Roma, you're never really. And we always get the better of them, so I'm not really.
Rafa, there was a lot of prediction, a lot of tie predictions, I think, in the Far From Vesuvius prediction.
Oh,
thing.
in the
There was a lot of
podcast
2-2s.
Scudetto, yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot. Even I had it at 2-2 today, but man, today was a real nail biter, and I feel like Milan was missing a lot of shots. They were unable to finish. We had some issues finishing as well. I feel like I think both teams kind of did, but at the end of the day, it was one guy and one goal that made all the difference. But
Milan took a lot of erratic shots, if you ask me. They weren't really like there weren't a lot on target from them, but the 2 or 3 that were on target, Ospina handled really well. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Napoli created a lot of chances, didn't get too many shots, It just felt like the Milan at one point in the first half, I remember saying to myself, wow, Milan are really compact in the back, even if it's like Romagnoli was out and Gabbia came in for him. And it was, Gabbia and who's the other guy?
Tomori.
The guys on the
Tomori.
That's it. Tomori. Yeah. And they really seemed to be like, just kind of controlling them a bit when Napoli came to that, that final third. And then, just once Napoli were able to find that space, they buried that one chance,
right.
And it was great. And Osimhen came in the second half, had a couple of pretty one I can remember off the top of my head, the one that went wide
the end.
to the right, yeah, right
at the end, yeah.
And just Overall, I think both teams played pretty well. I think Milan did okay. Teo Hernandez. Every time Teo Hernandez had the ball, I'm always afraid of him. Kessie too had been performing really well. Rafa Leao scared the hell out of me, especially that one shot that he took, but it was right to Ospina. Then there was that header from the free kick. So they could definitely have had a few goals there, but man. Got the job done. I got some props. I got some props from Frank Crivello of Serie A Sit Down on my Twitter, and this is directly from him. Rafa, Ken, Joe Fischetti, and the rest of you Napoli lot well played. And he's given props to Napoli, and he knowing that that was probably Milan's season right there. I think that was possible. It. Not Milan are now 9 points out of Scudetto. Inter fans can rejoice tonight, I believe.
Yeah,
I think all the Interista were rooting for Napoli tonight. I'm sure about that. Just to kind of give them a little bit more cushion. But guys, hope's still alive. I mean, we are now at updated stats. I'm trying to promise they're right this time. 50 points tied with Roma, and. There are 2 points under Atalanta and Juve, Napoli, with a game in hand still, and we're playing every 7 days. So things could really start turning around. I mean,
I told you. You get happen. These guys back. You get these guys back, Ralphie and Prince. You get them back.
I was saying the same thing. Like, you want to criticize Gattuso all you want, all his formations and tactics and stuff, but like. Even at the beginning of the season, I said this last time I was on here as well. The first couple of games when everyone was fit and healthy, we were playing really, really well. That 4-0 against Atalanta, we'll play. So
sure.
Now that I feel like it's a perfect time to be to be Napoli right now, because everyone's coming back, everyone's healthy. We're playing every 7 days, and after Roma next week, we've only got Lazio and Inter to play. Every other game is teams that we should comfortably beat. Obviously, we've got the game in hand against Juve, but I'm saying with this turn of with this half of games, we've got 8 games that are really, really winnable games. The only 2 that we should somewhat struggle are Inter Milan and Lazio, and we should get points there too. So we've got a really good end to the season. A really good end to the season.
Definitely. We had a question here, guys, from Luca Lombardi. I wanted to answer. Do you let Lozano start right away when he's healthy, or has Politano earned a start until Lozano is full match fit?
I think Politano is screaming for some rest. He limped off again today. He's just getting beat. He's getting beaten. And you're right, Ralph. I think he was like the Vice beast today. I think if you had to give somebody a silver medal in the beast of the match, it's right. Politano. He was just. He took a lot of shots today too. Man. Yes. And I think that you have to ease people back in, though. I don't we did with Mertens, like we did with Osimhen. You have to ease people back in. You can't just throw them back out in the Wolves, especially against a team like Roma. I mean, they lost today to Parma, yes, but and they haven't really done well versus the bigger clubs. Like they lost to us. They lost. They're just not decent against the top 6. But Lozano has 7 more days to recoup. So does Manolas. I think so does Ramani. I think that Politano gets one more start maybe, and then just let Lozano come in with maybe 30 minutes left or so. Then he's going to go to Mexico if he's fit enough to play with Mexico. I personally think that some of these teams should ease up on bringing, their top stars, because I don't even know if this is a World Cup qualifying for Mexico. I'm not sure if it's friendly or what have you. I don't know what's on the docket. I know that there's this one Nigerian account who said that please don't select Osimhen to go to play, because if we can't beat a team like, and then I forgot who it was, but it was some obscure African team. Yeah. Then that without Osimhen, then we shouldn't even be in the African Cup of Nations. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess. But we'll see what happens. all I know is that this was a very big step in the right direction. We were looking for points out of this quote unquote hell week, even what we dubbed it, when we thought we were playing against Juventus. But boom, 3 points right there. We get one or another 3 against Roma, and we're sitting pretty. Pretty, man.
Super pretty. I want to put this up. I'm sorry to cover your face again. But no, not fine. This one. Where is it? Figlia de Vesuvius. I'm sure this is Carmine. Maybe it's Carmine. All physio fitness staff hasn't been doing the greatest this year. So for those coming back from injury, should be eased back in rather than what we've been doing. So I guess the answer to the question was that, make sure Lozano is fit. Certainly, we don't want to re-injure him. He's one of our best players. He's been one of our best players all season. I guess, him and Insigne, arguably. And I'm all about it. Politano does need rest. So, 7 days, he should, be okay, considering what we've done all month and considering Lozano has been there on that side playing 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes so often. So, I guess, Gattuso's going to have to decide. He's going to have to talk to Lozano to see what he can do, to see if he could play full 90 minutes. Or I'm sure you typically with any injury or with any player returning from injury, you will see the coach kind of give them maybe like 20 minutes in the second half or something like that, and then ease their way back in until they can, play the full 90 minutes or at least start a game and play like a nice 70, 80 minutes or something like that. So, question from Tessie. Let me pose this question. Well, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Ask the question. I'll talk about it after.
We get top 4. Does Gennaro stay? I would say he earned it if he does.
Well, sorry, Prince. Let me piggyback. Let me answer that question with what I was about to say. Don't look now. But had Napoli had still have to play Juventus on Wednesday, Napoli would be 3 points from Milan in second place. You tell me if Gattuso doesn't deserve to stay. You tell me.
I love it.
You tell me. And listen, I know. Tactically this, situationally that, blah, blah, blah. But you tell me all the crap we've been talking about this guy all season long, and we have a shot if everything stays the way it is up until our match against Juventus, which is now Wednesday, April 7th, to be 3 points out of second place, that he doesn't deserve to stay. I still think he does go. I still think we refocus, retool, repackage. Let's face it. This has to be the most truest statement of this entire season. COVID definitely had an impact on certain teams and their ability to, stay fit, compete in different fronts and all that. You know what I mean? Let's see what Gattuso can do on a regular schedule in 3 competitions, because we didn't see what he could do in a full regular season, but now we have an opportunity to, if he does get to the Champions League, if he makes it to second place, there's no doubt he deserves to stay. Will he? That's another question. But does he deserve to? Absolutely. What do you think, Prince?
I said this last time I was on here, and I feel like he's not been given a fair opportunity. Like, I feel like throughout this entire season, everything's just gone wrong for us. Untimely injuries, COVID, your 70 million striker not playing for almost half of the season, Koulibaly getting injured, then Manolas getting injured, then Fabian missing parts of the season, Mertens, who even though Mertens doesn't look on it on the pitch, like Mertens in the dressing room is just as important as Mertens on the pitch when he's playing well. When Mertens not playing well, Insigne having to play 90 minutes every single week and him hobbling here and there, Lozano, who's been our best player, missing large portions of the season. There was times this season when we had no striker at all. Mertens, Petagna, and Osimhen were out. Like we were struggling to start a first team. Like there was Primavera players on our bench. That's how badly we were struggling. We were playing games every 2 or 3 days sometimes. So I feel like Gattuso has not been given a fair opportunity, and we've seen it when he's had a full squad. When Napoli have had a full squad, we've been really, really good. Like we've outplayed Atlanta, bro. Today was, I would go as far as say today was a tactical masterclass. Today,
Absolutely.
Like we pressed when we needed to press. We sat back and dropped when we needed to drop. We kept possession. We kept the ball really well. We were doing those nice tight little triangles that we did with Sarri, with Zielinski, Fabian, and Mertens on one side, and then with Fabian coming to the other side with Politano and Di Lorenzo. Right. So we did everything we needed to do. We held them to, like, I mean, how many elite chances did AC Milan have today? Not many. How many chances could, like, come to your mind and say, okay, that was a clear-cut opportunity AC Milan should have scored? Not many. Zielinski should have scored with his left foot in the first half. Fabian with that volley in the second half should have scored. We created so many chances and limited them to no chances. We're away at Milan, who were challenging for the title 3 weeks ago. We outplayed them from minute 1 to minute 90. And I feel like Gattuso's just been so unfairly targeted and scapegoated. Fair enough, he's not got the experience. I understand that. And fair enough, sometimes his tactics can be questionable. His decisions can be questionable.
Yeah, you're right.
But when things are going our way, we're playing really, really good football. So I feel like he deserves an opportunity. If we get into the top 3, I think he deserves an opportunity, with no doubt.
I agree.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, it's funny. I questioned today if starting Osingham, or rather not starting Osingham today. But either way, it all worked out. We saw towards the end of the game, he made those defensive changes. He held the game in tight. He took out who he needed to take out. He made little switches. He got creative. So, I mean, is he improving? I guess is the big question. Is Gattuso now different from Gattuso in September 2020? I know he was a different Gattuso from even when he first started, but considering that mess that he walked into, but considering all the challenges that Gattuso has been through, I think it warrants another chance. It's considering all those challenges. I mean, and we're not talking about a coach who has been doing this for a decade or 2 decades. No, I mean, we're talking about a couple years. He had the stint with Milan. He was a youth coach. That is a lot to ask for
he managed a couple seasons. He managed a couple seasons outside of Italy, but I mean, Milan 2 seasons ago was definitely the biggest club that he had taken on, and even them, they were still in banter era Milan, and he was able to get the best out of the players there and make it to within 1 point of the Champions League. You know what I mean? They built the team that they have now with Rafael Leao, with Ibrahimovic, with now Mandzukic in there too, and with a couple of other key guys around the team that he controlled at Milan, and the team contended for the title for, up until, like you said, Salah, 3 weeks ago. In 2021, they had lost. In 2020, they had only lost 1 match in all of calendar year 2020. That's impressive. COVID or not, that's impressive. It's impressive. And it was all centered on a team that Gattuso managed right before, they had to figure out to get to Pioli. You know what I mean? But I mean, every manager learns along the. Look at Simone Inzaghi at Lazio. How many years is he going to get there? They just got back to the Champions League last season. You know what I mean? Sometimes the fit is there, and you just got to kind of move pieces around and figure it out. But I think that if Simone Inzaghi gets so many chances at Lazio, why can't Gattuso get one more shot? One more. Why not?
Why not?
Again, on the flip, I agree, and I wouldn't be opposed. I would not be opposed to a revolution, an all-around change. Because sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just do.
Okay.
But if they decide to go 1 year with Gattuso, especially if he gets the third, second, I mean, guys, there's a chance. There's an outside chance we could finish in second.
Forget even what he does from this point on. I feel like just like the fact of where he picked us up from last year. Like we were 16th when he came. We were close to relegation in the top 4. We finished 6th or 7th last year. There was even a time where people were like, oh, maybe top 4, maybe from the position that we were. His sister passed away, and he still managed to win a cup for us. You know what I'm trying to say? He at some points this season, he was having problems with his eye. He was having operations here, and but he was still on the touchline. So I feel like he deserves one more chance, even though people have this to say about him and that to say about him. He's given so much to our club and kind of given us that good feeling back again. So just for that alone, I feel like he deserves another opportunity, especially if we finish in the top 4 and the top 3.
Salad, really quickly, I want to correct you really quick. He wasn't 16th when he took over.
We were like 14th or 15th.
He was actually 7th when he took over.
Wait, really?
Yes, and this is something I've been wanting to talk about on the actual prop,
the
actual rant proper. He was 7th when he took over, but the ship was sinking. And when he took over, he lost a couple games, ended up in like 12th or 13th. So that's where I feel like some people get the misinformation or the feeling that he took over when we didn't start turning it around when we were like in 12th or 13th.
Okay,
that's what happened.
I feel like it was because it was after January when Deme came and we made a couple of signings here and there, and that's when we started turning it around.
Yeah, that's when we turned it around. But he took over after he took over. It was after we qualified for the Champions League against Genk, beat him 4-0 with the Milik hat trick. And then after the draw against, I want to say it was Udinese, but I'm not 100%. I think it was Udinese that we drew against, and that was it. But, I mean, we were 2 wins in our last, 7 or 8 league matches, when he had taken over. So the ship was sinking, and it was steadily declining. And we were still reeling from that whole, the issue in the locker room. What do we call it? The revolt or the whatever. The whole mess with and something had to give, something had to change. So it was Ancelotti, and I'll never forget thinking to myself, this is not the move to make. We're still in the Champions League. This is not the move to make, but circumstances went the way they did, and it worked out. But we were low on the table when we started to turn it around. When we got that win against Sassuolo, then we ended up beating Juventus, and then we started winning a couple games. Then the pandemic, we came back, and that rested the pandemic. We Gattuso came out, and we win the Coppa Italia. Then we turn it around. We lost a couple matches during that time, but all in all, he did the job well enough to earn this season. And then this season, with all the chaotic mess of playing during COVID, has really affected everybody, like I said. And he definitely deserves some sort of praise. He gets a lot of crap because we lost 8 matches, and that doesn't. Did
you guys see that graphic of teams in Europe who are better off in terms of points compared to this time last season? I think Napoli were like 3rd. We're 14 points better off. We're 13 or 14 points better off at this point this season than we were last season.
Right.
So we're in a much better position.
Put it this way,
another disaster too.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's 2 disasters now that Napoli had to face. Pretty much at the same time. One being a mutiny and the other being a virus and injuries and things like that. So it's just we were
7th, but we were 10 points out of the Champions League. That's what it was when we had dismissed Ancelotti. We were in 7th place, but 10 points away from 4th, and just capitulated
on the way down.
Complete mess. Yeah.
Well,
and we were never going to beat Barcelona with Ancelotti as the manager either. Let's not, come on.
Can we have beat Barcelona with any manager at that point?
I mean,
maybe?
Depends.
Well, let me ask you a question now. So he got the job done today. The boys got the job done today. What Napoli should we see next week against Roma, guys? Let me ask you.
Rested,
the same one.
Well rested. Napoli, the same.
Rested?
Yeah.
Who takes the start? You think we're going to put an Ozzy over Mertens? That's the big
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah. I believe so. Do you think that
I
was
really
part of the
like
strategy, or-
Osimhen off the bench for
I
some
do.
reason. I do.
I feel like
do.
I understand why Gattuso did it, because if you have Osimhen coming off the bench, you have that threat coming off the bench. Because
Okay.
normally you have either Lozano or Politano coming off the bench. But like at the moment, because Lozano's not there, you have nothing. Then you have no energy coming off the bench. Because if
Right.
Mertens comes on, Mertens is somewhat slow now. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Right.
so maybe
He's
it's
still
just
nursing the ankle. Okay.
yeah. So maybe I understand where he's going with it, but I feel like you start him next week simply because you don't want to. If Osimhen was in the box for a lot of those chances that we created today, we probably score a few in the first half. So probably, I don't know. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. It depends if Lozano's fit. If Lozano's fit and Lozano can come off the bench, then I feel like Osimhen starts.
Right, because then you can just get Politano off the bench. Or
Exactly.
no. I see what you're saying.
Or
if
yeah.
Lozano could come off the bench, he could provide a spark for us too, where
Exactly.
Osimhen could start. I want it to be where Insigne, Osimhen, Lozano get the start with Zielinski in the back. Like that's where we need to be. But we need to be fully fit. You know, we have to have a ready and willing, Politano to come off the bench again. But things are getting, like I said, man, things are getting better. They're getting better, and it shows on the pitch.
Well, Pepology says to us, we saw Politano subbed with ice on the leg today. Zielinski with a painful grin. Now, I've been kind of seeing this a whole lot lately, boys. Do you think it's a cause for concern for Gattuso?
I don't think so.
Something that he should consider? No? You think maybe 7 days
go
by, they'll be back at it again? No?
Yeah, I feel like we've got 7 days, and after you, because the way we've played in games like today, in games like the game against Juventus, is the guys literally ran their socks off. Like we covered so much ground, so it's understandable that guys are kind of grimacing and wincing after coming off, because you've just literally given your life for the team for 70 minutes. So I understand. I feel like they'll both be ready for next week, no problem.
Go on.
let's not take away the fact that Milan was quite depleted. You had a couple guys coming back from injury today. No Zlatan, no Romagnoli, no somebody else key was missing. But just for me, I feel like we got the complete Milan at the Maradona when we played against them, and we didn't this time. But the bench was taking care of business before the downslide of Milan. You know what I mean? The bench was taking care of their issues and taking care of their they were maintaining a first place league lead with the bench too, because this isn't the first time Ibrahimovic has been out of a few matches in this season alone.
Right.
So
during the second half of the season, yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's still a credit to Napoli, but also, it could have been a lot worse if some key players were still in there for Milan. But I mean, listen, the win's the win. Also, I really feel like we should talk about that penalty they were trying to get that wasn't there.
Bakayoko's such an idiot, bro.
I mean, Bakayoko does.
Why do you even go for that?
Penalty.
Yeah, it could have been. I thought it was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. Like when he was coming back, I was like, okay, yeah, bro. Again, it's the same thing. Again, we're giving away a penalty in the last couple of minutes of the game. I don't understand why you even go for that, because he's going away from goal. Like he's facing the other direction. Why do you even attempt to make that tackle? I don't get it. But
it was super close. I think ultimately the ref deemed, at least what the announcer was saying, the ref deemed that the player was already going down, and it was kind of it was a soft touch though. It was really soft.
It was a soft touch, and I wouldn't have complained. I mean, it would have been a soft penalty, but I understand it would have if he called it a penalty, because there is contact. But I mean, it's such a minimal contact, and the referee obviously was like, "No, I'm not giving that." I'm
not giving that. No.
And I agree with the call, but I would have. I don't know if I would have been so upset if he did call it. They're scary too, because that's like the 90th minute, dude. Oh man,
that last 7 minutes, I was all choked up. I couldn't breathe. I was just like, please, please. You know, Rafa, we talked about Baca is such a failed experiment. I mean, it's turning not quite yet, but it's getting
Salah,
there.
you need to do something with that shirt, man.
No, I'm never gonna throw away a Napoli shirt, but
No, you can't.
I won't do that. But I mean, I'll put it up as a souvenir for someone, and like
I
one of my
think
biggest
so.
mistakes, sort of thing. Yeah, it's still a
think
nice
so.
jersey. It's still a nice jersey.
Oh, it's
And to be fair, he was. Do you know what it was? It's when he first came, and he was for the first couple of games like that. Like he was really good. Like he was like, oh my god, this is the missing piece. This is what we needed. Like someone to break up the play, nice simple passes, and then it just went wrong. It just went so downhill. But
what happened? Is he not eating enough buffalo mozzarella? I don't know. It's like, what happened? Bakayoko was my hero at one point in the beginning of the season today, and in the beginning of the season this year. And now lately, I'm just like worried about him, you know. And
like when he comes on, you just think, oh no, what is going on here? What's he gonna do this time?
Thankfully, Fabian Ruiz has been taking the other direction, though. You know, they've kind of like switched a little bit, where I was a little more tougher on him towards the beginning of the season. Now I'm like, well, he's doing a lot better. Deme also been stepping up, but Deme is he catches cards in these games. He's a bit of a firecracker, and he can foul too. He was taken out today, thankfully. I was like, please take out Deme. Please take out Deme, because if he caught a card today, he would have missed the Roma game, and I think that would have been a big loss for Napoli.
It's bad enough that we're missing Di Lorenzo, and I know he hasn't had the greatest season.
Too much mozzarella.
Either. But it's bad enough that we're missing Di Lorenzo. We don't want to be missing people potentially on injury, and then too many people out with suspension and everything like that. But I mean, gosh, man, what about Zielinski? We need to talk about him really quick too, because I just read this really interesting stat. There's only 3 midfielders in Italy with his number. Well, he's one of 3 midfielders with his numbers: 6 goals, 6 assists. 6 goals and 6 assists.
Big.
Right? The other 2 are Mkhitaryan and Milinkovic-Savic. Zielinski is up for midfielder of the year, I think, to me, if you ask me. Midfielder of the season.
For sure.
I think he gets one of those Serie A patches that Koulibaly had last season for the best defender. I think Zielinski will get it.
Really? For next season?
Yeah.
He'll wear it on it.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to win the award for best midfielder of the season. 6 goals and 6 assists in the league. I mean, for me, that's like and there's time for him to get to 10 and 10. You know, it's not like there's not time for that.
He's definitely getting hot at the right time, I feel like, Zielinski. There was a bit of inconsistency maybe December, January, but he's turned things around. And I said it last week in the post-game match, the last post-game show, that, you know, no Zielinski, no party, you know, and he's been always a big favorite player of mine, but like lately we need him out there. His vision, the little passes, the shots that he can take from outside the box have been, and we said it, how much all that space in the middle that was present kind of like a few months ago. We said there was a problem with both sides kind of connecting. Zielinski's doing that now, and look, we're starting to win more games, and we're starting to see better opportunities and better chances. And I think he's the link to this. He's definitely that link in that chain to get this done. So for me, he's instrumental. For me, he is a key player without a doubt, and his position on this team is cemented for me. I wouldn't want anybody else. That's
beautifully said.
Perfect.
I've been practicing all week, Rafa. You know, I wrote it down to memorize it.
You're a great orator.
Thank you. I try my best, you know. But let me see if I get it. But we are gonna wrap up soon, though, guys. I gotta get out of here. But I wanted to Gaetano.
Let's get out of here. Enjoy the rest of our Sunday, huh?
Yeah, seriously, let's go. Zilu has been great this year. Great. He had a couple of games where he looked tired, but he has been class 100%, guys. Deme also have been great. Fida Vesuvi, rather Bakayoko than Lobotka.
Yes, I agree, 100%.
Yes. I agree.
Bakayoko is over Lobotka 10 times out of 10.
Yeah,
Lobotka needs to go. He was such a waste of money. Thanks, Marek.
Yeah, thanks, Marek. You're gonna maybe you can recoup some of that.
Why don't you come back? Yeah,
right.
You can't be any worse than Lobotka. I don't care how old he is.
Yeah,
I don't care how old Hamsik gets. Yeah.
It's not like Lobotka is getting all his playing time. Hamsik could manage those minutes. I feel like even despite age or whatever. Y'all better root for us in the EL. Is this? I'm assuming,
I do. No, listen, I am.
From
I'm
I
rooting
believe
for
a
you.
Milan fan. We are.
Yes, he's a
Yeah.
Milan fan. I'm rooting for
Yes,
you.
yes.
I'm rooting for the winner of that match because it's either Milan, who I have so many good Milan friends. I really do. Such great people that I care about, genuinely.
Yes.
So it'll either be you or it'll be United for Cavani because I need to see Cavani lift some sort of European trophy.
Some trophy, right? I feel like
some
Yeah.
trophy. So the winner of that tie is who I'm going for the rest of the Europa League. 100%.
Well, good luck to AC Milan on that game for sure.
Yes, yes. Big away goal they got in the last minute, right on Thursday. Big away goal.
So big thing. Tomorrow's Monday. Man, my days are shot.
Tomorrow night.
We're gonna have Joe Fischetti in the house.
We are.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
My guy.
Yes. It
Yes,
was
sir.
funny. So I made this ad to market, on Twitter, and I originally made the 3-headed dragon. Right. I remember Sereno said it the other day. I was like, that's a really cool thing. I want to use it. I used it.
Do you have it up
I
there?
sent it out for approval. I don't. I have it here somewhere. What the
can you share it with everybody to show them what we had?
What you want to see the one that I put out?
Show the one you did, and then the one that you fixed, or did you you just save it to a new picture?
No. I made 2 of them. So so check this out. This is how fast things change sometimes. So this was it. It was the 3-headed dragon. Hold on, let me get this banner down. Let me get that out the way. So it was this one. It was the 3-headed dragon.
So Ralph,
you want to tell the story, Ralph?
me this. Yeah. So I get the message from Ralph. Hey, what do you think of this for our Fischetti? I said, yeah, that's awesome. I said, can we actually get a 3-headed dragon though? And he goes, no dragon. Maybe
dragon.
20 minutes later. I look it up, and I think it was you, Ralph, who texted me. They postponed they moved the Juve game.
Yeah, it was me.
And I
was
said,
Rafa.
are you kidding? Yeah.
So go on, Rafa. Go on.
And I had messaged Joe and to go over what the agenda for tomorrow. Hey Joe, we're gonna go on at what time? 6 or 5? Oh, 5. Okay, great. Just so you know, we're gonna talk about the Milan game, and then we're gonna talk about Juve and Roma. And he goes, yeah, absolutely. That's all good. And then 20 minutes later, it's like, well, I'm like, move that too.
I call up Rafa. I was like, Raf, they moved the game. It's not a 3-headed dragon. So I go back. I was like, I gotta change the ad. So I was on my Photoshop, and I was like,
I'm thinking to
screw
myself,
it,
thank
I'm
God
doing
there
this.
wasn't
So I did this. It's the 2-headed dragon.
What would have been funny
like
is if there was an actual dragon that you could have put on there, and then after they changed it, chop the head off or something.
Chop the head off,
or just chop
smiley
the head off
face
the
on
dragon,
it or something.
in the middle. Yeah.
But this is it, guys. The 2-headed dragon, approximately 5 p.m. tomorrow. Joe Fischetti from the Forza Napoli podcast is going to be with us. We'll be talking about these next couple games coming up. I'm sure we're going to be talking a little bit about today's game and what to look for. I'm pretty sure the coaches is going to come up, and then guys, we're going to do a few new things with the chat too. We decided to we get a lot of good questions from you guys. Sometimes we're in the middle of something and we don't want to stop talking about our subject if the question maybe doesn't pertain to it. We like to get all the comments on here. So you see that if you're commenting about what we're talking about, we put you up, you get your shine. But for questions, sometimes we miss it. And, we had this little segment that Ralph and I were doing in the beginning. It was called the Tempo di Recupero, which kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. But we kept it in our back pockets thinking what can we do with this? And I was like, you know what? Let's make a Q&A moment for the viewers. We get great guests up here like Mohamed Salah and then Joey. We had Carmine. We had Matteo. So we want to give you, the viewer, an opportunity to, or at least a moment to ask us questions at the right time, so we can kind of answer them and address them all. We don't want you to think that we're ignoring you or anything like that. It's just so much going on. So the Tempo di Recupero now has become a segment for you, the viewer, guys, to ask questions. And you'll see it. We're going to set it up real nice. So I just want you guys to know that the next time we have a lot of faithful viewers in here, and you guys have great comments and great questions, and we want to make sure we get to all of it. So
All of
look
them.
out for
Yeah.
that for the next show. Yeah, because we really want to address it. Some of the questions are really good.
Also, Ralphie, let me
please,
interject really quick.
please,
we
please.
we have also created a Twitter page, and I'm sure most of
Yes.
you who are in here with us today know of it already. But feel free to ask us any kind of questions that you want that we can use in that segment on the Twitter page as well. And if you hashtag Ask Raf, right, or maybe Ask R&R. Make it shorter. Ask
Ask
R&R.
Raf is okay. No, I like Ask
Raf,
Raf.
or
It's all right.
what have you,
Raf
whatever,
is
whatever the hash.
yeah.
We'll come out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll come out
up
with a
something.
post. But if you
Yeah.
were to, because we used to do that with our Far From Vesuvius podcast, where we go Ask FFV, and then at a certain point of the show, we'll just run down the questions. So let's do an Ask Raf. Hashtag Ask Raf. Go on the Twitter page. Also, not today, because Rafa is another thing I want to point out to you. I went to go check to see and retweet from the Far From Vesuvius, our live show today. It's not coming out live from Raf and Raf page. I had already mentioned.
I didn't set up the destination, Raf, just so.
Okay. So for now,
I didn't
you can
change
still
anything
catch
yet.
us live on Twitter
Yeah.
through Far From Vesuvius, but pretty soon we're going to broadcast from the Raf and Raf Twitter page, and I'll just retweet from Far From Vesuvius. We're still Far
Right.
From Vesuvius. We just wanted to have our own Twitter identity as well.
We're moving on up, you know?
Yeah. And also, I would like to announce that on Tuesday night at 8:30, I will be a guest on this the Serie A sit down with Frank Ravello and Richard Carmen. You can tune in live on YouTube there, and we're gonna chat because they're 2 Milan fans, and they're gonna have me on. So they're gonna pick me apart quite a bit, which is always fun. I've been on their show a few times. This will probably be my 4th or 5th appearance, but never on video with them. So this is the first time we're doing a live video. So check that out too. Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. And yeah, man,
lots of good things coming up, guys.
Join us.
Join us tomorrow. It's getting bigger and better. Muhammad, let's plug you real quick just for the viewers at home.
Thank you very much.
Where you can find you.
Appreciate that.
I spelt it right? There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys having me.
Salad,
yes, sir.
He's a great dude. Got lots to say. Loves Napoli. Find him at Twitter at _P Salad. All right,
Salad.
guys.
Really quick, what are you doing for the NFL? Because that's something I think you should talk about too.
Oh,
what are we doing for the NFL?
I'm writing for 2 websites. I'm writing for one of the biggest Vikings pages, and I'm writing for a new website called Franchise Tag as well, where I'm covering the entire NFL. So just doing. I mean, I love the NFL more than I love most things. So just decided to take that.
That's amazing. I love that you do it. That's awesome.
It's weird because people are so confused that it's this British guy, just a massive fan of the NFL, so people don't understand it, but. It is. I
scrolled up to the comment section because and I'm not sure if Ralphie can find this, but if we put this on, it'll definitely cover your face because it's long. But Quentin, our buddy Quentin, who's our sound guy.
Too much mozzarella?
No. My friend Sean is over here watching with me.
Oh yeah, he put that up.
I put it
up.
See
that? Oh,
he put that one up. Yeah.
I want the apologies to be just as loud as the disrespect. And now he's a U fan, not a Napoli fan. He's a U fan.
Oh,
that's
God.
Amazing. I love that. That's awesome. Awesome.
All right, boys. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Also, Also, hold on. Nazio Napoli. After Napoli, after Roma Napoli, Ralph and I are going to be on doing Nazio Napoli. Now, Nazio Napoli was a one-time audio-only podcast on the Far From Vesuvius, where we broke down Napoli players' appearances with their national teams, and this was back in November. We're going to do it from here again this coming international break. So we're going to break down all of Napoli's players' appearances, caps, stats, talk about where they are with their national team, talk about how it's going to impact us.
Lots of fun.
Last time we
a
had
lot
to
of fun
talk
last
about
time.
Osimhen being injured. That was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
man, it was rough. It was rough. It was
But,
really good.
yeah.
We got to talk a lot about the players, what they did, and a lot of them were successful when they played international. So it was a lot of
Yes,
fun.
sir.
Definitely looking forward to it again, as long as there's no injuries.
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, fellas and bellas out there in the whole world. Mohammed, thank you again for joining us. Once
Thank you, guys.
Again,
Appreciate
right on
you guys.
The fly too.
Thanks so much.
Rafa, great show as always.
Thank you,
we'll
sir.
see you, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, we'll be back here with Joe Fischetti, guys. Forza Napoli,
Vince
everybody.
Napoli, Forza Napoli sempre.
Forza Napoli, big win today, guys. Ciao, everybody.
Ciao.